Today, we're going to talk about what too many business people lose sight of, which is the fact that no matter what we're selling, what services or products we may be providing, we're providing those to people. We cannot forget that we are in the people business. I don't care what we're selling, real estate, pharmaceuticals, automobiles. We're in the people business, which means we need to treat people like people, not like a number, not like a prospect, not like a source for making money. We're dealing with people, and when we never lose sight of that, we always win. So the important thing to understand is that everybody that we encounter, whether we're talking to them about a product or service or our opportunity, in their mind, they're always weighing what's going on here. And what they're looking for is for value to exceed the cost to acquire. And that cost doesn't always have to come in the form of money. Keep in mind, if you're talking to somebody, you're taking valuable time from that person. We can always replace money, but we can never replace time. So we have to be considerate of the other person's, which is a people, the other person's time. What's important to them has to be number one for us. When we come across this way, when we have a genuine care for the welfare of the people in front of us, you can't lose. Can't lose. Because when we come across with a heart of servitude, people feel that. Just like they can smell commission breath. And unfortunately, we're going to run into more of that out there in our day-to-day dealings with salespeople and service people and people out there trying to earn a buck than we will the people who truly care about what's important for us. Once a person is willing to take a leap of faith and actually go out there and put the person in front of them first, everything else takes care of itself. There's a law. It's called karma, the law of reciprocity, which says that what I put out there has to come back to me. And if it doesn't seem like it's coming back to me, make no mistake, it's gathering interest out there and will come back multiplied. It's pretty much a biblical principle. But the catch is not to expect to receive where I necessarily plant it. If I'm dealing with Mary and I think I'm going to get this kind of return from Mary, I'm not really putting Mary first. I have to be open to the fact that if I give 5 units to Mary, that I might get 25 from Larry. Or there might be 5 people to give me 5 units each. I can't, what's called outline. I can't try to decide how the payback's going to come to me. I just have to understand that if I put it out there, it has to come back one way or another. The error is to expect it to necessarily come back from that person. Now, I'm not talking about a sales transaction. If I'm with a customer and I'm providing a sale of a service or a product, then I do expect a transaction. But not everything we do in network marketing is an immediate transaction-based use of our energy. In network marketing, we'll find that we spend a good amount of time establishing and developing relationships. Again, back to Mary. I may have conversations with Mary, and Mary may never become one of my customers or join my team. However, Mary has a brother named Harry, and he catches wind of this from Mary talking to Mom about it, and Harry wants to know more. And Mary puts me in touch with Harry, and Harry becomes a huge customer of mine, and eventually, because he wants to get free products and likes the idea of possibly getting paychecks, he may become my biggest distributor. But I can't try to force that square peg into a round hole. all I can do is deliver as much value as possible, and then it's out of my hands. It's like that parable in the Bible when they're planting those seeds. Some are going to land on concrete. Some are going to get picked up by the birds. But some are going to fall into fertile ground and they're going to have a crop. And that's exactly how it works. That's what that thing was all about in the big book, the good book. Be willing to plant. Be willing to go out and be of service. And in turn, the law says it has to come back to us. It may not come back to us on our terms, our time frame. It may not come back to us from the person that we shared with. But make no mistake, it has to come back. Karma is a real thing. Just like there's a karma for bad, there's a karma for good. So it's important for us to make sure we're talking to people, not wasting their time, and we're talking to them about what's important to them. Not me. What's important to them. Whether I'm talking about my products, my service, or business opportunity, I need to know what's important to them. The old saying is, in order to sell what John Brown buys, I must first see through John Brown's eyes. Old people have these old sayings, so get used to them. And how do I find out what's important to John Brown or Mary or Harry? By asking questions. We have to become masters of asking questions. We're not mind readers. What's important to me isn't necessarily important to her. Speed, when it comes to car sales, might mean one thing to Ronnie Racer and something completely different to Safety Sally. I don't know that until I've asked, what's important to you? What do you mean by that? If you could do it your way, what would it look like? What are you doing now? What do you like best about what you're doing now? If you could improve on what you're doing now, what would you make better? If there was something you can completely eliminate in what you're doing now, what would that be? Now I'm armed with enough facts to be able to present what they want more of, what they don't want, how to get rid of what they don't want, what they perceive as valuable. Because when the value outweighs the price, the sale is automatic. And the price doesn't necessarily have to be money. Time. If I'm asking people to spend time with me so I can help them to build a business, which in turn builds my business, then I need to know, what are they surrendering? What are they giving up in exchange for an opportunity to build a business? How do I know that? I ask questions. What do you typically do with your time? When do you have a little extra time that you could be away from your family? What TV show could you give up in order to go out and make a little extra money part-time? How can I help you to build your business? Who in your family would be supportive? Who would be enthusiastic about helping you to make a little extra money part-time? Or maybe even build a business on a spare time, part-time basis? Who in those people would be interested in the products that you're interested in? Who do you think might have an entrepreneurial bone and might actually want to consider going into business with you? If we could help somebody build a business along with you, side by side, but have their own business, who would that be? Now, we don't have to run out and start attacking those people, but I need to know something about this person and know where they're coming from. I can help people get what they want if I know what they want. It's not what I want. I want to build a network marketing business. That's what I'm here for. But I know in order to do that, I need to provide opportunity to everybody that I come across. The opportunity to get better in their health, their wealth, their relationships, whatever the products or services that are available. How to build a business if that's what they're looking to do. What I can't do is force my way of thinking on anybody. All I can do is find out all I can about the other person and then help them to get what they tell me they want. It's always about them. When we come across with a servitude heart, we can't go wrong. You can't hurt people in sales as long as you're doing for them rather than to them. That's a professional salesperson. There are unprofessional salespeople. And there's all kinds of words for those unscrupulous beings. We can't build a network marketing business being unscrupulous. We can't build a network marketing business if we put the spotlight on us. The spotlight needs to be on the people that we're looking to build with, especially when we start building their team. They're the star. They're the ones that I want their people to gather around. I want to show them how to build a business. They don't necessarily have to know everything. Even if you knew everything, I would say don't share everything. You need to know the basics of your business. You need to know the basics of your comp plan, how people get paid. Because anybody who's serious, they're going to want to know, how do we get paid around here? And we don't have to pull out a big chart and show them all the different levels and how deep. And no, we need to know the fundamentals of how to get the first check into their hand. And we don't necessarily have to whip out the chart or jot it down on a napkin. We don't have to know it all. What we need to know is where to go for this information, and more importantly, where to steer them in that direction. If you have a system that has an abbreviated explanation of how to get paid, the comp plan, and it's on a website, send them to that website. If you explain the whole thing, I promise you the first time they hear it, it's overwhelming. And they can't see themselves explaining it to their new people. Even if you find those new people for them. If you help to build their team. And people are watching you. But they can see themselves sending someone to a website. Go to this website and it's all spelled out there. See, that's brains on tap. We want brains on tap, not necessarily on top. And any brains we have on top, we don't necessarily have to show people everything we know. We're not trying to impress people with our genius. We don't want people to say, wow, I could never do that. Wow, that's a lot to learn. Hey, here's the URL to this website. It'll explain everything you need to know. It shows you how to get started. I'll watch it with you. We'll watch it at a coffee table. We'll watch it on Zoom together. I'll answer your questions. Do you think you could send other people to this website where they can learn how to do this business too? If they say yes, you're building a business. If they say no, then you have violated the tenet here, which is to simplify and multiply. Simplify and multiply. We want to keep it as simple as possible. The name of the game here is duplication. And when we do it right, we're not only duplicating distribution or outlets for the company that pays us, we're also duplicating leadership. Leadership can be taught. Leadership can be groomed. There's a leader in everyone. Some people will lead 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and everybody wins. Some people may lead 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people. Water seeps to its own level. We provide a system. Remember the cash flow quadrant. We just provide a system. We plug people into the system. The people run the system. The system runs the business. And as a result, a business is grown. Remember, when we're asking people to spend time or money with us, those scales, they're figuring out, is it worth my time to listen to this person's story? Is it worth the $100, $200, $300, $500, $8,000, or $800 to get started in this opportunity? What are we presenting? Are we building enough value? Not my value, but what they consider value. That's important. And through this series, we're going to learn more and more about how to build value, how telling's not selling, how to ask proper questions. We might even practice how to ask questions and then shut up. Let them answer. We don't need to spend 10 minutes selling an idea and then the next 20 minutes buying it back because they didn't say yes. Salespeople tend to talk too much. And yes, we are selling. It's direct selling, it's network marketing, it's multi-level marketing. We're selling. So we're going to learn a little something about selling. And in most cases, it's how to ask questions, how to listen, and then how to show people how to get more of what they want and less of what they don't want. That could be a boss, it could be a job, it could be being underpaid, it could be health issues, it could be beauty issues, it could be relationship issues, it could be money issues. We're going to show people how to get what they want. And in turn, like Zig Ziglar, my first mentor ever back in 1987 said, you can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. And that's what we're going to work on in this series, helping people get what they want. And in turn, it's win-win. Everybody wins. What's the definition of an opportunity? Helping other people get what they want, helping people get what they want, but also giving them something that could be as good as what I have and maybe better. That's up to them. Water seeps to its own level. Next, we'll go on to features, advantages, and benefits. How to present feature, how to explain the advantages, and how to close with the benefits of our offerings.